Good morning, guys, and welcome to Tuesday. So, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, make sure you share with friends and families. Talking about yesterday, right? I just don't understand why Nigeria decided to lose to a country that is, you know, that can hardly provide for itself, so to speak. But what happened in that game is a clear reflection of how corruption and bad leadership has destroyed a country. The Nigerian coach has no business being a coach. He has no business coaching any small country in Africa, talk less of Nigeria. But due to corruption, imagine replacing a coach who took the country or the team to second place in AFCON. Right? You've literally decided to remove him simply because you do not want to pay him the amount he was receiving. You want to take a portion of the amount, and split it among yourselves while you find someone very, very incompetent. And then you give him the job for peanuts, for peanuts. So you at, being in authority, you really don't care about your country doing well or not. All you care about is getting that extra money and ensuring that the individual who is the coach is someone you can easily manipulate. If any country in Africa was to win the World Cup, it would be Nigeria. Look at the amount of talent. But bad leadership has ruined the country. And it's a reflection of how everything is, in other sectors of the country. It's just unfortunate. I wasn't thinking they were going to lose. I mean, the Poland game that we played, look at the odds 1.30, but as at the time of doing this video, Poland was winning. So incompetence, corruption has just destroyed what should have been a really great and formidable country. It's all good. Let's see how we can bounce back. I've selected 5 matches. I have really de-risked these matches to see how we can win every one of them. They give a total of 2.24 odds. I've really, really de-risked them, and we can only pray for victory. The first game we have is from the Asia qualifiers. It's Qatar and India. Qatar has been in extremely excellent form at home. They haven't lost any game in their last 5 matches. You expand to 10 games, and they've only lost twice. Right? They lost to Iran. Iran is a very, very strong team. They lost to Jordan. Jordan is extremely strong. We are talking about an India team that is only good in cricket. That's the only thing India currently is good at, cricket, and I think one other sport. They are not a football nation. I mean, look at them. They've lost 3 times away from home, drawn once, and they've only won once. And look at the team they won against. Doesn't make sense. So when you look at their head-to-head, the head-to-head tells you, well, they haven't met recently, but 3 out of the last 4 times they've met, Qatar has either won or drawn. So the truth of the matter is that the quality of football in Qatar has really improved over time. Qatar is a top football country now in Asia, and they'll have everything in them. They have everything in them to win this game in 90 minutes. But I'm not going to go for a straight win. Qatar is currently number 1 on the table, and they want to take a positive result and consolidate their top position. So what am I going with? For this reason, I'm going with a double chance for Qatar. So a home win or draw for Qatar, and the odds is 1.23. The next fixture we have is also from the Asia qualifiers. It's South Korea and China. So this South Korea team is averaging 2.5 goals at home. It's interesting that 7 out of the last 10 matches they've played at home has produced 2 or more goals. And we are talking about a China team that is conceding and also scoring. They score and concede. as well. So this is going to be an easy game for South Korea. South Korea should comfortably win this game by 2 or 3 goals to one. But what we are going with the option of over 2 goals. We expect 2 or more goals to be produced in 90 minutes. So South Korea to get some goals, China to also get a goal. So the odd for over 2 goals is 1.23. The next game we have is also from the Asia qualifiers. It's Iraq. Some people call them Iraq. Iraq, Vietnam. So Iraq has been in such excellent form. 5 matches played, 4 wins and 1 loss. And look at the team they lost to. They lost to Jordan. Jordan is a top team, right? And that was actually in the Asian Cup competition, right? So we are talking about a Vietnam team that is currently on a 4 match losing streak away from home. They've lost to every big team that they have come across. Head to head tells you that Iraq has been successful 4 out of the last 4 times they have met these guys. We check their standings to better appreciate what this game would mean. And as you can see, Iraq is position 15. They want to win this game to make sure there are levels ahead of everybody ahead of the qualifying games. So what am I going with? I'm double chancing Iraq. Iraq should comfortably win or draw in 90 minutes. And the odd for Iraq to win or draw in 90 minutes is 1.16. The next fixture we have is Japan's Syria. When you look at Japan, it's interesting that Japan has won 5 out of the last 5 matches that they've played. They've beaten Vietnam, they've beaten Jordan, they've beaten Thailand, North Korea, Indonesia. You expand further to 10 games, and they've won 10 out of the last 10 home games they've played. Isn't that impressive? Syria has lost 2 matches, drawn twice, and lost once. And you expand further to 10 games, and Syria has won twice, lost well over 6 matches, and drawn just twice. Head to head tells you everything. Head to head shows that Japan has been victorious most of the time. And, this is a game that Japan will win by a high goal margin. Japan should easily win this game by 3 or 4 goals to 0. That's how easy it's going to be for Japan. So we are going for a straight victory for Japan. And the odd for a straight victory for Japan is 1.13. And finally, South Africa, Zimbabwe. So this is like a match between two siblings. They don't like each other, eh? It's crazy. They don't like each other. Now, when you look at South Africa has been in an okay form. South Africa hasn't lost in their last 5 matches. You expand to 10 games, and South Africa has only lost once in 10 games. And that loss was in a COSAFA Cup. That's a regional competition, and that was in 2023. It's been nearly 1 year, or it's almost 1 year since South Africa lost at home. Since they appointed that coach, South Africa has not been the same anymore. And I would tell you that South Africa should are currently in pole position to qualify for the World Cup. Right? They are one of the teams that I tip to qualify easily for the World Cup, honestly. Zimbabwe away from home has lost twice. They've only won once away from home. So this South African team is not a joke. They are not a joke, especially when they play at home. And head to head tells you everything you need to know, even though they haven't met recently. The last recent meeting was in 2021, and South Africa beat them. So, but when you check the standings to see what this would mean, you realize that this South African team is position 4 on the table. 3 points will push them up. Okay, it's gonna push them up, and that's something that they'll really relish. So what am I going with? Prediction is simple. South Africa is not going to lose. They should be able to comfortably beat Zimbabwe in 90 minutes. And I'm going with a draw no bet for South Africa. A draw no bet for South Africa is 1.80. And of course, you have the booking code, the 1xbet booking code, the Sportybet booking code. And I wish you guys nothing but the absolute best. Thank you, guys.